Friday, Henry asked me to speak, and we do this every year, and I think his intention was that we do the state of the district. So we've changed some things and moved the state of the district around where we do that in January. And so, you know, I like to aggravate Henry anyway, so I was reminded of Jerry Clower. And any of you remember the joke Jerry Clower told about the chauffeur and the professor? And when the chauffeur, and I'm not going to tell the whole thing, but basically he said, the chauffeur told him, he said, well, you know, I can make the same speech that you do. And so I started thinking, I said, well, I don't have a chauffeur, but I do have some good young folks and some staff members here that I think y'all will be very pleased with today. And LISD is going through a lot of positive changes and in the area of career and technology. I'm always on Facebook, and I see two things. You know, we need to bring prayer back to school. Well, there's prayer in school, and if you don't believe me, come up on the day we give the state assessment. There's a lot of people praying. So there is prayer in school. And the second thing is we need to bring vocational education back to schools. Well, folks, it's never left. Yeah, we've de-emphasized it some. Thing we're talking about, the partnership with the Habitat with Humanity is a great opportunity for our kids to actually put into practice a true life, real world experience, and that's what we're trying to give our kids. We have went through, and we're very excited in our conversations. While it's not final yet, we feel like next year, you know, I talked to you about our vision, and our visions are starting to come true with a career technology. It looks like next year we're going to be able to open up courses like diesel mechanics, HVAC, and EMT. There will be a whole myriad of choices for our students that will take courses on that Angelina College home campus. So we're looking at having somewhere between 75 in the first phase and 150 in the second phase on that thing. Rest assured that our programs that we have in place, we're continuing to improve them as well. And we've got one that we'll talk about the second year, and that's our FFA program, our agriculture science classes that we have a new addition or some additions to that we think is going to impact our community and those we serve. So there's two parts to today, and everywhere, if you'll watch our Roar page, Ms. Burkwell does a great job, and she's fixing to really spotlight some of the things that what we want. We don't want our kids to just have an experience in high school and get a diploma. We want them to have an experience in high school and get a diploma and have some skills that when they go out into the workforce, that they can be excellent moms and dads and taxpayers and members of our community. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish with our career technology. So we looked at our partnership with LivCom and the television station that we used to have there in our community had kind of gone dormant. And so for about the past 18 months, we've been in conversation with them. We kind of revamped our curriculum with Ms. Kane, and from journalism we moved to an AV class. And I'm not going to steal a lot of the kids' thunder or Ms. Kane's thunder, but I'm going to ask them to come up if they would introduce themselves, talk a little bit about our partnership with LivCom and how that thing is in a beta phase, but it will soon move to a phase that you can turn on your television, and our students at Livingston High School will be responsible for the content and the programming on that station. So some real world experiences that our kids can go on and further their lives and have a good time in what they're doing. So Ms. Kane, if you and Susie and Caroline will come up.
Thank you for allowing us to come share with you. I am Tanya Kane. I am the CTE Business Department Chair as well as the teacher for the AV program, which is audio video. This is my third year at the high school. When I came, I was asking kids what they wanted, and they wanted audio video because they're already doing it. And so when I pitched the idea to Dr. Drake and Dr. Hawkins and the school board, they're like, sure, go for it. Let's see what you can do. And so we started with the BPA, which is Business Professionals of America program, and these kids have just exploded, which then turned into a second phase of actual audio video class. And the thing that they like with me is they're like, we want to produce a news program. We want to produce, go out and interview and do this and talk with others, talk with the community and say what's going on. And they know as long as they have a reasonable idea and they can tell me what happens, I usually don't say no, I say go for it, see what happens. Because I'm one where I always say fail. Fail is the first step in learning. So if you're going to fail, you're going to fail forward, and we're going to redo and revamp and re-go. So I let the kids explore, and from that, they have to write their own scripts, they have to set their interviews, they have to storyboard, they have to film the people, and they have to edit it. So with that, that gives real life skills as well as building their resume that they can walk out and apply for different positions already having this experience. And now with this program coming on, last week we were able to talk with some people in Houston, and these kids have been given the opportunity, they've been asked to go help film a music video in Houston come in October, as well as there's a group of these two wonderful young ladies and a few other ones that will be, there's the H-Town Music Awards in November that they will be on the red carpet interviewing the nominees and the winners that they've been asked to come. But I'm pleased to, I'm going to show about 5 minutes of their video, and their video can contend with any news broadcast that you actually see, because if we have a YouTube channel that if you guys are more than welcome to subscribe to, they put up a news link every week, and they do some amazing work. I'm very proud of them. So we'll show this, and then I'll let you talk with them, and I thank you for your support that you give these kids.
We have the weather both here in Livingston and at Orangefield during tonight's game.
The Buzz will bring you the latest in pop culture.
And we'll highlight Miss Kane's dedication to her classes, and then she'll tell you how and where to purchase a yearbook before it's too late.
Finally, we'll open this envelope and reveal the nominees for the 2019 Homecoming Court. All of this today on Hive News. Here we go for the first time. Welcome to Hive News. I'm Jack Pettigo.
And I'm Caroline Harrison. We've worked tirelessly towards our vision of creating a news medium that will constantly keep you updated on what's happening at Livingston High School and in the community.
Not only has our vision finally come to life, but the school district and LivCom provided us with the opportunity to broadcast the news on television and stream it directly to you.
We begin this morning with the Livingston tradition. Kinder Lions, the annual kindergarten pep rally here at the high school, is currently underway. Hundreds of elementary students are learning a few of the traditions and festivities here at LHS. Maisie Cherry has more on this.
I'm outside the gym right now, and everyone is so overwhelmed with so much excitement, ready for this pep rally. Right now, I'm interviewing a Kinder Lion. What are you most excited about for this pep rally? Leo. Leo, the lion? You're really excited to meet him? Awesome. Can you shake your pom-poms for me? Woo! That's so awesome. Thank you. And we have another Kinder Lion right here. So, what are you most excited about this pep rally? The cheerleaders, the band, Leo?
The cheerleader.
The cheerleader. It looks like you are a cheerleader. Can you wave your pom-poms for the camera?
Okay, thank you, Maisie.
And all that spirit we're showing the kids comes with perfect timing, because last week the Livingston Lions football team won their first game in 1,039 days. And all I can say is that was hands down the most entertaining football game I've ever seen. I mean, literally down to the last second. Take a look.
Last Friday, the visitor side of the Shepherd Stadium was packed full, with many fans even watching from the fence as the Livingston Lions took on the Shepherd Pirates in their first game of the season, a first game that we will never forget. From the get-go, the Lions' dedication and effort proved to be working, and soon enough, the crowd was permanently on their feet. Livingston obtained the lead for the majority of the game, up until a scare late in the fourth quarter, after Shepherd made a gut-wrenching touchdown in the last minute of the game, placing them on top. the Lions didn't give up. With optimism in sight and only 5 seconds left on the clock, Livingston pulled through.
Tell me what's going through your head right now.
I probably can't say it. It's unbelievable how hard they have worked to change this thing, to change a culture, to change a tradition in a bad sense, a negative sense, to learn how to find a way to fight through everything to win, even if you have to go to the last tick of the clock. And they did it. So we can't say anything else great about it.
The kids earned it tonight. They put everything out there. They never quit. The coaches, the fans, it's what Lion football is going to be about in the future. We've definitely hit a turning point. I'm very proud of the kids, but tonight wasn't where it was won. It was won in the weight room in the summer and a whole lot of hard work along the way, and I'm very proud of each one of those young men.
Great defensive plays, receptions, fumble return, big tackles, great catches and runs. Quarterbacks made some incredible plays. The running backs did a super job. Keon Perkins so everybody contributed, so that makes it even sweeter.
It was just crazy. As soon as I saw that it was a touchdown, I just broke down in tears. Yeah.
You guys did an amazing job. So, how do you plan to keep this momentum going throughout the rest of the season?
Watch film, learn off of it, and just see what Orangefoot has for us.
Usually we just have to pep up the crowd because they're all sad because we're losing. But now the crowd is actually already peppy because we're winning and they're actually standing on their feet.
This isn't the last game we're going to win this year, but it definitely won't be the last game we learn a lot of things from too. And so, and that's the thing, it's just got to snowball and continue to learn and get better and better because, all the way back down to 5th grade, we got a whole lot of bright spots coming.
The Lions will take on Orangefield tonight. Hopefully the energy and excitement from last week continues throughout the season. Duke Galwell's with us. Duke, what do you think will happen tonight?
Tonight, Livingston Lions are going against Orangefield, and I believe that...
Okay, so you got to see a little bit about what they do, and now, come on up, ladies. Let you introduce yourselves, and they've got a bunch of script here that they want to read off of, but I'm not going to let them do that, okay? It's live TV, and so I'm gonna let them tell you, number one, what this experience is compared to maybe some of your other history classes or something other like that. Let them know that, and then let them know kind of what you look forward to throughout the rest of the semester.
Hi everyone, my name is Susie Mosqueda, and I'm Caroline Harrison, and we are two of the original founders of The Hive. Working with The Hive this year as it becomes an actual news channel on TV and on YouTube has been a crazy experience and has brought so many changes and opportunities this year to me, especially in my senior year, so yay. The Hive has brought so many opportunities to me this year and has helped me to grow not only as a person but as a student, and has helped me grow with my skills and everything. Starting the fall semester of 2020, I hope to attend University of Texas at Austin as a majoring in international business. And a key aspect in business is being able to effectively communicate with your team and being able to build trust with your team and have them engage and be involved with what you're doing. And working with the Hive this year with such a large group, it has been able to help me nurture this skill, because as we've moved from just the 4 of us to a much larger group setting of 13 people, we've had to learn how to efficiently use skills in order to all of us to agree on something, especially with all our varying personalities in this. And not only that, but being on the Hive has taught me to be versatile in the aspect of all my skills. Whether it's being able to edit a video, interviewing a guest, or writing a script for one of our packages, I've learned to be very versatile with what I'm doing, because eventually someone is needed in every aspect of a film. And I've been able to nurture and grow a larger pool of skills that helps to make me marketable on future applications for the career I will pursue. Like I said before, hi, I'm Caroline Harrison, and this year has just been insane. It's just crazy to see our little BPA project that we're working on building the whole room by ourselves in between classes last year, and during just the breaks for Thanksgiving, the breaks for Christmas, just doing it all just for this little extracurricular thing that was just the passion of our thing. It's just crazy to just see it, just this huge snowball effect, to see everything, like all these kids getting so much more involved, and for these underclassmen to look up to us and for us to teach them all about what we're trying to do, so that when we're gone, they can continue that and even improve. So, I mean, it's hard to express how much this has done for us already, and I know it's just going to continue to benefit us in countless ways. And so, I mean, personally, I'm planning on majoring in architecture and hopefully attending the University of Colorado in Boulder. And though it's kind of like, oh, well, you're doing a journalism thing, how does that really relate to architecture? In a lot of ways, this whole thing isn't as much about, oh, it's the news, oh, it's journalism, oh, I want to be a news anchor. It's about learning how to communicate, it's about learning how to write, it's about learning people skills. And so through this program, it's not just teaching me writing scripts and asking good questions in an interview. It's teaching me how to network, how to get to know these people, so that down the road, when I need help with something or they need help with something, I can reach out and know how to do it correctly. It's teaching me how to use different programs on the computer, so that even though editing is different than, doing a program on the computer to make house plans, it's still learning all this new technology and stuff. And on top of that, it's all about just, when you're thinking about the news, you just see it all clean cut and precise, and you're like, oh, it's so technical. But the pre-production and the post-production of it is just so much more, just has so much more creativity involved in it than you might first realize. And that creativity is just gonna spark these kids to just continue to do great things. And it's really inspired me to realize, hey, I don't have to compromise that creativity I need to have in my life to have some normal 9-to-5 job. I can find a job that I can properly express my creative visions while also doing it in a technical and good way. So it's just an amazing, amazing opportunity.
Thank y'all so much. I think that, Club, you can kind of see that that's two ladies you'd love to hire in whatever job you have. Two very quality individuals, and we're proud that they're Livingston High School's finest. At this time, I'm going to ask another one of our areas to come up, and that's the Future Farmers of America Ag Science classes. This is kind of a different spin on tradition. Miss Wilson she's known throughout the state and respected in her field.
Great job.
She was 28 years, I believe, at Barbers Hill I.S.D. She's worked at some school over here in Huntsville, at San Houston College. And she has a co-worker with her here, Miss Cook, who is our newest professional employee in the district. And they have two other ladies that they will introduce to you, Reba and Jolene.
Do we have any other Bearcats in here? There you go, get up. Like you said, I am the newest employee in the district. I graduated less than 2 months ago from college. Miss Wilson was my teacher at college, so she recruited me to come to Livingston High School. And one day we were hypothetically talking about starting a canine therapy program, and the next day I got a picture of Reba saying, hey, look what I just bought. So graduated college, 2 days later started working at Livingston High School, and then a couple weeks later I became a dog mom. So it's been exciting having her. We also have Jolene, the black lab. She's in class every day, as well as Reba, and they help out a lot in class. I have students who come in during line time. At least every day I have about 10 students that come in, and I've never seen them before. They just come in, sit down. Sometimes they'll go lay on Jolene's bed, and just them and Jolene and Miss Reba just lay there and de-stress. It's just amazing to see how they've already changed the environment in my classroom so much, just with special ed students that do come in.
and are included in my classroom. Reba is definitely the star of the room. A lot of the times they'll say, "I'll see you later, Reba." I'm sitting over there at my desk waiting for them to tell me bye, and they never do. But it's been really fun. She won't be able to register as a therapy dog until she's a year old. But this weekend, myself and our first student who already took the course, he spent hours on this course in lion time coming into the classroom, having me help him go through this online course that goes over all different types of therapy dogs, service dogs, and just knowing everything about them. And he comes in every day and walks Jolene on the leash. She'll take her outside through different classrooms, and she's already changed his life, and she's changing other people's lives as well. So that's exciting. We're going on Saturday to Barbers Hill. We'll be in Miss Wilson's territory where she retired as an ag teacher to get registered with them. They go through a strenuous kind of exam. It's a physical exam that Reba will go through in about a year. We're already working on it. She knows how to sit and lay down and come here so far. But other than that, that's it.
I think we're passing around a flyer that we've put out. There you go. There's. Thank you for passing those out. We also have another dog, Indigo. That's a Great Dane. She weighs 147 pounds, and she has been registered as a therapy dog for 4 years now. And she visits. We've logged over 100 hours visiting nursing homes and elementary schools and doing the READ program. And that's another part of the program that we're hoping to bring in next year, is the dogs will go and help children with learning disabilities or reading issues. And you know, if all of you have children around you, you know, a lot of times they're intimidated by the teacher or intimidated by another person, but they will read to a dog, especially a dog like these that will just lay down and say, "Read to me," and they just love it. And then the teacher can stand in the background and evaluate their learning and try to help them. And it's really a great program. It's been around for about 15 years through a program called petpartners.org. It's called Read With Me, and that's something that we're real interested in continuing to work with the animal therapy and just helping students with the disabilities, but also with just emotional stress and things they deal with in daily life. Sometimes it's not anything major, it's just they've had a rough day. And we all have that, and sometimes they just need to de-stress, and it's nice to know they can just, you know, come hang out. And these dogs are very loving, and even Indigo at 147 pounds, she's about this tall. She is a leaner. She leans on you, and she'll, you know, flop down on the floor and expect you to pet on her, and that's, you know, that's just good therapy for everybody. But we're real excited that Livingston's fixing to get their first student certified this Saturday, and hopefully we'll see more things to come from it.
And we want to also thank Ms. Kane and her AV class. They come out at least once a week and give updates on Reba. So stay tuned to their show as well, because they do talk about her sometimes.
And Reba is a golden doodle. She's an F1 in cattle terms. That's like a Brayford or a first cross of two registered breeds. She is a tiny. Her daddy is Teddy. He's about this big. He's a red poodle, and then his mother is a golden retriever. She's about that big. Wow. So that's how you get the F1 to get the golden doodle. And the benefits of a golden doodle is that they're hypoallergenic. They're 99% hypoallergenic, so we don't have to worry about allergies with children, and they don't shed. The best part is they don't shed, and they're hypoallergenic. So you do get a lot of leverage going forward with a dog that you purchase or you get that has that doodle for that reason, and that's why they're so popular. There's a little story behind her. Do I have time to tell this story? This was a very nice, if there's duck hunters in here, y'all know that a duck hunting dog is like, to a duck hunter is like your right arm. And my son is also one of the ag teachers here at the high school, and duck hunting is, you know, he lives and breathes duck hunt. And this was his new dog he was training, and in the training, if you know duck hunting dogs, sometimes they latch on or they go to retrieve, and it's not necessarily a duck that's not alert. She got one that bit her on the lip. Wouldn't let go. She won't go back to a duck again. So she's now an emotional therapy dog. And she did, and my son, Brent, had to pry the duck's bill off of her lip, and she was terrified. And she won't even go near a fake duck sitting on the counter. She won't go around it. It just terrified her, and so she's much better as an emotional support dog. But we're excited, and Caroline, you said something that was, y'all did a great job. Speaking and presentation is so important, and that's what this is all about. I can do this all day long with dogs, and it's nothing. You see a young person, or see Miss Cook taking young students and teaching them these things and getting them ready. That's part of it, because they also have to speak and they have to stand up in front of people and not get nervous, which, we all had to learn somehow. So any way that you can get young people to get over that fear is good. Whether it be football, sports, that was my father that stood up that Henry spoke about, anything that we get them involved in is good as long as it gets them active. So we hope this catches a lot of good kids. Thank y'all for letting us come brag on our program.
I think about our Canine program too, is we're just still in the process of getting our poodle parlor set up and everything, and that's a great lab for our vet tech class. That'll be a great opportunity for those kids to get in that setting and do some spa work on our canine, which is very important in that vet tech track. Aside from that, I'm extremely proud of where our career technology is today, and I can stand here today and tell you that we have two of the best welding instructors of anywhere that I know. Our welding program is fabulous. If anybody needs any welding projects or trailers or anything like that, send me an email, catch me, call me. I'll put you in contact with those guys, because between Mr. Sitton and Mr. Wilson, I think you'll be very pleased with what they're turning out and the things that they're teaching our kids there. And that's just one of the many areas. Our medical area is flourishing. The class of 2022, those young ladies that have an opportunity to be an LVN. And so there's lots of bright things along the line that, I can stand here today and tell you that within 45 minutes of here, we're the flagship of career technology. If you have a kid that wants skills, Livingston High School is a place for those kids. So, I do believe we have a time for a couple questions. What are your questions? Yes, sir.
I've read in the Enterprise that the district's buying new buses.
Yes, sir.
Will they have seatbelts?
Yes, sir. It's a state law.
Okay.
What else? Okay, if nothing else, thank y'all so much.
Great.